Next one is we're doing Chapter 1 introduction.
Alan Matheson here, team leader, will deal with the introduction and the Papakainga areas chapters.
Afternoon, councillors. As you may be aware, the Chapter 1 is really an information section to the plan. It just sets out some explanations of what the zones are about. So all you'll find in there is just the additions of any of the new zones that come in Stage 2. There's no other major change in there. It's purely an information and guide section of the plan. In respect to the Papakainga zone, I think the main thing to confirm since last time this was presented to you are the areas that the Papakainga zone will apply to, and those are Rapaki, Onuku, Nahoia Wha on Pages Road, Kukurata at Port Levy, Waiwira at Little River, and Opukutahi, which is at Tikau Bay. So just confirming that's there. Also, just picking up on the comments Caroline Racklin made to you this morning in respect of the landscape matters applying to both the rural, the open space and the Papakainga zones on Banks Peninsula, and just confirming that that will also apply here, as will the natural hazards applying. The other main change in this chapter is probably a bit more definition of the types of activities that are provided for in the zone, and you'll see that those are quite extensive and relate to a number of things you would expect within the Papakainga zone other than just straight residential. We've tried to provide for those as permitted activities with standards as best as we can, and with some specific standards to basically deal with the outside of the envelope type matters in terms of building height and separation from boundaries. Other than that, the chapter is pretty much as was presented to you previously. Thank you.
Right, so without any major changes from anything that you've previously seen, are there any questions from councillors? Yanni.
Just on page, sorry, there's no page number, Chapter 1, Introduction 4.2, where you've added D, residential chapter of the Central City Recovery Plan puts forward a vision and objectives for Central City living.
Sorry, can you tell me where
you are again?
4.2.
4.2.
Section D. Just think we should really say what that chapter does. It kind of, it doesn't really say anything. So what it should say is it removes special amenity areas, it raises height limits or whatever, but it's so generic, it doesn't actually say, and even those initiatives, I don't think we have any specificity over what they are. So, yeah, I think it's a bit of a stretch to say it's going to stimulate the development of housing and communities. I think probably what it should be more focused on.
Perhaps I can just interrupt there, councillor. Of course, with the delay that was presented to you earlier by Brigitte of the Central City not going forward to the next stage, we do need to take this out at this stage, and we'll pick up on your comments when that comes forward. Thank you.
Cool. And then there's just one other thing. So
that needs to be, I'm sorry, that needs to be part of the resolution. A new resolution number 3, delete 4.2D.
Great. Okay. And I don't know if it comes in the introduction, but it's my intention to have that sports development out in Yuldhurst recognised as a metropolitan facility zone or a community park zone. But if we do that, do we need to put it in here to signal people that that's what we're doing?
Well, I don't think we were doing that at all. That may be your intention, but that's certainly not ours.
Yeah, no, I understand that. We've had the advice back on that,
yes.
But I still think, I just can't understand why we wouldn't do that.
Well, that needs to be raised then when we deal with Chapter 18, open space. It doesn't necessarily go in the introduction.
All I was saying is, if we do it, do we need to make reference to it in here so that people know?
No. This is a very high-level document.
Okay.
So that question should be raised shortly.
All right.
Right, are we comfortable to pass the resolutions for Chapter 1 there? Glenn, happy to move. Seconded, Pauline. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. And you were staying on for Chapter 4, obviously, aren't you?
Papakainga areas.